Today I'm going to show you the best way to unlock everything in Mario Kart World. That includes all the characters, all the outfits, all the carts, the special cup, and of course, mirror mode. Mamma mia! Regardless of how many characters you have so far, you'll be able to figure out where you fall right now and jump into any one of these steps. So here is step one. You just need to play through each of the Grand Prix cups here on 150cc. 150cc is not actually required for most of the unlocks, but it is a requirement to ultimately unlock mirror mode. If you really want to cut down on the amount of extra time you're having to spend, then go ahead and do 150 now. If you don't care about mirror mode at all, then put it on any difficulty you like. Also, placement doesn't even matter, not even to unlock mirror mode, by the way. So by simply playing through each of these cups here, you're gonna unlock Donkey Kong from the Mushroom Cup, Daisy from the Flower Cup, Rosalina from doing the Star Cup, Lakitu, or some would say Lakitu, from the Shell Cup, Birdo in the Banana Cup, King Boo in the Leaf Cup, and Bowser Jr. in the Lightning Cup. Again, that is just for completing those cups. That's all you have to do. Placement doesn't matter, and also the difficulty does not matter. Now, there are a few things that you can do while you're going through and unlocking those characters, which are guaranteed, to make it a lot easier and a lot more efficient for you on unlocking everything else. So first, let's talk about outfits here. Now, I would recommend you start out by using the characters who have the most outfits in the whole game. So that would be Mario at number 1. He has 9 extra outfits. Then you have Luigi, Peach, and Yoshi, with each of them having 8 extra outfits. So you unlock these outfits by using the new Dash Food item. And you're gonna find these on tracks throughout the Grand Prix modes, Knockout Tour, and of course, Free Roam. Now these outfit unlocks, they're not random. So the Dash Food item here, it's gonna give you a different food based on where you picked it up. And these various foods correspond with different outfits. So whenever you're initially going through the Grand Prix modes, if you pick one of those 4 characters that I mentioned, and you're able to use one of the Dash Food items on each track throughout that Grand Prix run, you're gonna unlock quite a few extra costumes without even needing to look up the full list and grind them out individually. And then also here on the map screen, you're gonna be able to keep track of all the outfits that you have unlocked. Now, the characters that we mentioned you unlock from the cups, all of those characters have at least 1 extra outfit. So that's why I mentioned that you wanna go ahead and get that done first. There is actually a great way to speed up this process even more that I haven't heard a lot of people talk about. In fact, I don't know that I've ever seen anyone else mention this in the video on unlocking characters, but it is a huge time saver, and that is to play locally with as many other players as you can, if at all possible. 3 additional players is obviously the best. I've been playing this game a ton with my 2 boys, so if you have any friends, if you have any family who are at all interested in the game, just have them come over, play a few rounds with you, play a few Grand Prix with you, because that is really gonna help things go even faster. So what's the reason for this? Anytime a local player unlocks a new outfit or character, it will automatically unlock it for the user who is logged in on the Nintendo Switch 2 at the time. So if you're playing with 4 local players and each of you are using Mario, Peach, Luigi, and Yoshi, and you run it through just one Grand Prix, make sure you're grabbing a Dash Food item in each track. You are going to unlock so many different outfits just from doing that alone. And so then you could go from there, switch to 4 different characters. Here's the full breakdown though of how many extra outfits there are for each character. Now, if you want to do this 100% the most optimal way possible, then you would want to like print out the list or have the list pulled up on your phone or on a side monitor or something and actually strategically choose the character every single time you start a Grand Prix. That's not how we did it. My kids and I, we just had fun picking some of the characters that we saw. We still needed costumes to unlock. It also kind of makes it unpredictable, right? Because you're like, oh, what are we going to unlock here if we get this Dash Food item on this track? Check in periodically on the map, make sure you don't have any fully completed yet, and then just kind of go from there. Because remember, after we complete all of the cups, we still have the Knockout Tour mode as well. So you're going to be able to unlock outfits, characters, and of course progress to unlocking the mirror mode in that mode as well. Guys, if you're finding this guide helpful so far, I'd really appreciate it if you do me a quick favor and consider subscribing to the channel. We post a lot of Nintendo content here and have more on the way. So my recommendation is to play through all of the cups here with as many other local players as you can get together, and by the end of it, you're gonna have a ton of new outfits unlocked straight away. Completing all of the standard cups will unlock the special cup. Now you might think I'm gonna go straight in and do the special cup here. You can if you want, just because I know everybody wants to see the Rainbow Road, but you don't actually have to do it right here. In fact, to unlock mirror mode, no matter what you do at this point, you are going to have to play through the special cup again, and you have to play through it on 150 if you want to unlock mirror mode. So it's up to you. You can go ahead and play it now. Again, do the strategy that we've been doing to unlock outfits, but it doesn't really matter as far as mirror mode goes, at least at this point in time. All right, next up, you're ready to go into the Knockout Tour mode, and you're going to keep the same strategy here of switching between those different characters that you need to unlock all the different outfits for. Something additional to remember, both while you're going through the Grand Prix and the Knockout Tour, is the whole time you're playing through this, you want to prioritize collecting coins. You need 3,000 in total to unlock every cart in the game. It may sound like a lot, especially if you're just starting out. Trust me, it's not. You're going to unlock coins really, really fast. So even if you don't get them, honestly, don't stress over it. They're very easy to find out in the open world, the free roam as well. So if you go through all the Grand Prix, all the Knockout Tours, and you've played a bit of free roam and you still don't have it unlocked, it's really not going to be much trouble at all to go through and get that 3,000. In addition to the coins here, let's talk about the Kamek item, because this is by far what will cause you the most stress when it comes to unlocking things in Mario Kart World. It's by far the most frustrating, and it's simply because there's so much RNG involved, both with acquiring this item and then how this item unlocks characters. It's very bizarre. Kamek does all sorts of weird things. Let me know in the comments some of the strange things you guys have seen happen with Kamek, because I feel like everybody has their own theories about how exactly the unlocks for this work. So let me know your best ones in the comments below. Now, if you follow what I've laid out so far here and what I'm about to talk about, you are definitely going to increase your chances. So hopefully you don't have to resort to some of these super grindy methods that I see people using. Honestly, I tried all of them, and none of them worked as well for me as what I'm about to tell you. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about, there's all these methods online where people are suggesting, load up 2 players in a versus race on a specific track, and you go to a specific item box, and then you just have to keep spamming that box over and over while the other character is so far in front of you. I tried that for probably 2 hours one night, and I don't think I unlocked anything doing that method. Instead, what I'm about to tell you is what by far worked the best for me. The Kamek Orb, of course, is a new item in Mario Kart World, and it's a very rare item. Tends to show up when you're trailing, kind of in the middle of the pack is usually where you get it. The majority of the time, what will happen is that using the Kamek Orb will transform the racers in front of the person who uses it. So let's say I'm in 6th place, I get it. Everybody from 5th place on up should theoretically be transformed. Now, that is not what always happens. I have seen it before not transform people. I've seen it very, very rarely transform people actually behind the person who uses it. That is super rare, but I have seen it happen. The way that you actually unlock the character, though, is not by using the item. No. It is by getting hit by the item and then getting transformed into the specific character that you have not yet unlocked. So we've got multiple layers of RNG here. If you're playing with a group, though, you can probably see where I'm going with this. If you're playing with more than one player locally together, this is going to significantly increase your odds, because what you can do here is you can coordinate with the other players. So my kids and I, as we were playing through this, if one of us got the Kamek Orb, we would make sure that the other 2 players, at least one, but preferably the other 2 players, get in front of the person who has the Kamek Orb. Then you use the Kamek Orb and cross your fingers that you actually transform into the correct character. Now, unfortunately, even then, it's not a 100% guarantee to get hit by Kamek. And even if Kamek does hit, you may not get the character that you're wanting. Now, I've seen many people say online that certain characters have a higher chance of appearing on specific courses, but more on that in just a second. Hopefully, if you're lucky, you'll get at least a few Kamek unlocks just in your initial run through of the Grand Prix modes and of the Knockout Tour modes. Don't pull out all of those grinding methods just yet. So at this point, you've completed all the Grand Prix, you've completed Knockout Tour. Now you're ready to do a full cleanup on any of those character outfits that you've missed and finish out all the coins and also unlock mirror mode. So the good news is, as long as you follow this guide so far, all of those remaining things can actually be done in free roam, except for the final thing you have to do for mirror mode, which is play the special cup at 150cc. Now, to clean up any of the outfits that you've missed, all you need to do is go to the main map here and see which characters that you're missing. Then you just need to pull up a list like this one from Nintendo Life and see where you need to go to find the specific food that you need for the specific outfit that you need. Now, to save the most time, I think it's best if you know every outfit you need that requires a specific food item, because then once you find a spot where that food is located, you can just one right after the other, cycle through the different characters, drive through, grab the item, use it, and then you're going to unlock the outfits very, very quickly. After you have all of the outfits unlocked, now you are ready to start completing Peach trials, collecting Peach medallions, and activating the question panels. So at least 10 of the P switches, at least 10 of the Peach medallions, and at least 10 of the question panels. P-switch trials, not too bad. Question panels, not too bad. The one that I really had to search for and actually had to pull up a map for were the Peach medallions, because they do a really good job of hiding those things. So anytime you just happen to be in the open world, if you see one of those Peach medallions, go ahead and get it so you don't have as much time there. You have to go back and grind for that one. All right, so at this stage, here's everything that you need to have complete in order to unlock mirror mode. You need all of the Grand Prix cups done at 150cc, except for Special Cup, because you're going to have to do that one again anyway. All 8 knockout tours at 150cc. Again, placement does not matter. And then you need the 10 P-switches, you need the 10 Peach medallions, and then you need the 10 question panels. After you've done all of those things, you need to play through the Special Cup at 150cc. Just a reminder, you need to do this even if you already completed the Special Cup previously. You need to make sure you do it again here. Once you do that, you'll get a special little cutscene here that unlocks mirror mode. Now, after you've completed all of these things, there's a good chance that you may already have 3,000 coins for unlocking every cart. If you don't, hop into free roam here, drive around, look for those giant stacks of coins, or you can even find one of the little cars that just drops coins. You can follow that for a little bit. It's probably not going to take you very long at all to get to the 3,000 coins. Finally, you should have everything in the game unlocked except for possibly the Kamek characters. So I mentioned I tried some of those grindy methods for the Kamek unlocks and just did not have any success with them. Here is what worked the best for me, guys. I kid you not. What my kids and I would do is we would do 2 Grand Prix that we would just run through, me and my 2 boys, so the 3 of us playing, we didn't even have 4. We would run through 2 Grand Prix together. If we didn't see any Kameks, then we would switch up the game mode. We would go to Knockout Tour, then we would run 2 of those. And I don't know if there's some sort of behind the scenes setting in the game where it's actually looking for you to play the different modes, but anytime we just stuck to one mode continuously, we would go many races in a row and not see Kamek at all. Then as soon as we would switch modes, we would see Kamek very, very quickly. So we would rotate between Grand Prix, between Knockout, and then just between the regular old Versus mode as well. We would still do Versus, but we would do it as an actual race with CPU characters in there instead of just like a one-on-one thing where you're trying to like spam item boxes. We would just play through the different tracks. Now, I mentioned before that a lot of people are saying certain characters only appear on certain tracks. I'm going to show you a couple of my unlocks here. You will find that some of them line up with exactly what people are saying, where you unlock that character. You will find that some of them do not line up with where people are saying you unlock that character. So my best guess on this right now is that you do have a higher chance of unlocking some of these characters on specific courses. Even then, it is not a guarantee. I was just yesterday trying to help my son unlock Fishbone. We were on the right course, we were in the right spot, and he got like Coin Coffer or something, even though we already had Coin Coffer. So instead of grinding out just a one-on-one versus race where you're spamming item boxes over and over, I recommend playing the game with some friends and rotating between the various modes. And I think you're gonna see that your odds of getting and unlocking these characters goes up much more. But not only that, you're gonna have way more fun doing it than sitting on one track spamming over and over and over again. Oh man, so yeah, that is the Kamek Orb, which I happen to think is the worst item in Mario Kart World. In fact, I did a complete ranking of all the items in Mario Kart World. You can check out that video next. It's over on the right side of your screen now. As always, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.